What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Gooms Podcast. We're currently on our way to 1,000 subscribers, and 90% of you guys aren't subscribed. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and enjoy the episode.
Look at you with your new mic stands.
Got mic stands.
Become
got a
bougie,
dog.
man. You come bougie, man.
This is Lola for all the home listeners, man.
H invested about £3,500 into new mic stands from the business account.
Honestly, we've got budget ones from fucking Amazon for 25 quid each.
Hey, man, we're working on a budget, man. We got to make it work.
We're at a completely new set today.
Yes, sir.
Shit is, a whole lot's changing, man. The dog's here purely for views as well. By the way, if anyone's wondering why the fuck I'm holding my dog.
Listen, when you see the clips from this TikTok come up on your the clips from this pod come up on your FYP later on this week, now you know why.
But everybody, welcome back to the Gooms Podcast episode. Is this 23 now?
24.
No fucking way.
Bro, I don't understand why you sound so shocked. Every time we start a new pod, you're like, what?
It's actually episode 24.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. We didn't forget about the podcast, but we've got maybe like 4 or 5
You
guests
forgot
lined
about
up.
the podcast.
You only remembered it today.
Bro, it's Tuesday. That's normal.
No,
when we're filming.
I've booked to go Cyprus because I've got to go.
Fuck yeah, now he's turned bougie on us, guys. Fuck yeah, now. Must be nice for some. Go on, tell them why you got to go as well.
I've got to go sign some papers.
For what?
No. I can't talk about that on the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. He's turned bougie, man.
Got to go sign some papers. Just going to go see the family. Literally just like 3 days. I'm going to be there for. But yeah,
so
go
H has got overseas business that he's got to deal with, and I'm staying at home to deal with the editing and all that.
You're saying that, but I'm still going to take my laptop and get. We're
playing G. You know, I'm only playing.
We're shooting some interesting content today, but no.
Put my phone into D&D. But yeah, when H says, ladies, gentlemen, dogs, children, he really did fucking mean it. So
yeah, literally.
That's Lola, everyone.
What was I going to say? I was going to say something.
What were you going to say?
Oh, talking about dogs.
Oh no, what?
I want a dog, man. Have I said that I want a dog before on the pod?
I don't know, but listen, guys, to the people that actually listen to us every week, like, you're going to realize very soon, or would have already realized, that H has weird obsessions with weird things. And they come and go, normally in about month, 4 week time periods.
I used to say that I wanted a German Shepherd, but then I had a dream. I had a Doberman.
I had a dream.
Like, my dad came home with one, and I was pissed at my dad because he wasn't a puppy like the dog. And my dad came home.
Fully grown.
Yeah, it was fully grown.
That's the best part about getting a dog, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Puppy.
The dog came home, was like fully trained in my dream, and like he did everything that my dad said. But I was like, Dad, like what, man? Like, I wanted a baby and I wanted to do this for myself.
That is the best part. I think the most enjoyable part of a dog is when they're a puppy and you watch them evolve and their personality traits start to become stronger and stronger. And
I think it's a really good like discipline. I think to have a dog, especially a dog which needs a lot of attention and work.
It's the closest thing to raising a child, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, literally. But the thing with the child, although it's like a longer process and they're still a baby, I feel like they're going to pick up commands and stuff like that a lot easier than a dog would.
You think? I think some dogs are a lot cleverer than some babies, bro.
Do you know what? One thing that's interesting.
I know some stupid ass babies.
What animal, like, no, there's no human that comes out of the womb and like they're walking. But like animals, as soon as they come out of a womb, they'll take their first steps almost instantly. So that shows like how fucked it would have been thousands of years ago in the wild when, let's say, if you had a baby.
We were a prestigious specimen of animal, though.
What sets us apart is thumbs and our
brain.
Yeah.
Exactly. What I'm saying is a woman would have given birth back a day and the woman would have been in some secure place where the baby didn't need to be moving for food. They would have things in place where the baby would be fed. And
do you not think that's absolutely crazy? That like
I can imagine
years ago, our ancestors were probably just given birth to in a fucking cave somewhere, bro.
And imagine how many babies they would have actually had and then not conceived, because there's no Johnnies and there's no morning after. So they're just popping them out.
How many people do you think have lived? I know the answer. The estimated number for the amount of people that have lived ever.
Oh, fucking hell, I don't know.
Just have a guess.
Well, I'm saying, okay, so if I'm going to work this out mathematically now. So there's 7 billion people on average in the world, right?
Right now, it's close to 8 now.
Okay, so let's say 7. Well, should we say 7 or 8?
It's 8.
Yeah.
Now.
Okay, so we'll say 8, and we'll say average lifespan over the course of the universe, let's say 50. Because now it's closer to 100, whereas before some people would be lucky to make it past 30.
Yeah.
Yeah? So 50, so 2,000 years divided by 50.
Before then, though, there was 80. There's people 80.
Oh, bro, yeah, you lost me then.
Just take a wild guess. Just the first number that's come to your head.
900 trillion.
117 billion.
Only?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So I'm saying how significant it is for someone to be here. I think each man has.
Yeah, and what did Pav say? Our recent podcast said he had 100. His sperm count when everything was sorted was 130 million.
No, bro. I think it was probably more than that, because I was going to say average is about 100 to 130. He said his that was like way over.
No, he said the minimum was 70.
What was it?
And his was 130 from what it was before, when it was like 600,000 or something.
Think about how many nuts someone's bust. How many babies that have like been conceived,
Wasted.
but there's like 1,000. No, but there's not 1,000, but there's millions and millions and millions.
I wasted some babies this morning.
No, but there's like millions and millions of sperm cells and stuff like that. Like, these are all opportunities for life, but people are that lucky to be here. It's a crazy way to look at it, and it's a crazy way to appreciate life.
Now I saw an actual sound come up on TikTok, and it was like, you are special. Doesn't matter how you take it, you are special. The chances of you actually being born and being conceived was 1 in 130 million. You were the 1 in 130 million that won, that got conceived, that attached to an egg, that was brought into this world. So you already are so unique.
It is crazy. You know, like, so men are made up of an X and Y chromosome, and women are just XX. But
Right.
the amount of Y chromosomes is slowly decreasing. Obviously, that's what makes a man a man. Like, obviously, that's over evolution of people being less like men.
Being
Like,
shameless.
Yeah, literally, bro. Like, that's an actual fact. Do you know how fucked that is?
Yeah, but you bro, like,
But
the society that we live in now shows that anyway.
There's less need, though, for a strong man now to carry the fucking boats.
Who's gonna carry the boats and the logs? They don't know me, son. How like open are his eyes when they don't know me, son.
That video fires me the fuck up, man. I don't even care.
What about the other day when we were in the gym? Well, the other day in the gym. Was it Saturday? It was
I actually,
just smashing out some fucking 40 kg incline dumbbell press, going, they don't know me, son. Echoing in the gym and shit.
Fuck, you made me lose my. Oh no, what I was gonna say is it was nice training with you on Saturday, man.
It was a good session.
It was nice to do something.
It was a good session. It was nice to do something. What, like, because
I
we went
dunno.
out after as well. I told you it was like a nostalgic feeling when it Saturday.
Yeah, it was nice, bro. Because the majority of stuff we do now is just work, so it was just nice to get out and do something. Like, obviously, we'll see each other in the mornings and train in the mornings, but it's different though. Half asleep still.
Yeah.
Like, it's like get our shit done.
Yeah,
and
it's
go.
get out so we can crack on. Whereas Saturday, it was like our day was pretty much sorted.
Yeah.
And we did it after we basically did our work.
Yeah.
Because it was, what time did we go? Like 4. Yeah,
So it was
3 o'clock meet, wasn't it? 3 o'clock meet. Yeah, so we met at 3. Obviously, me and you both got up early and got our shit did.
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, gym, go home, eat, shower, and get ready to hit the town. And like, that's like was our old Saturdays, bro, when we'd have our days off work and we were starting our YouTube and all that shit. Yeah. Bare nostalgic. Bro, she is chilling right now. She in your shot? Huh?
Do you know, a little, just below my chest, man. See, this is how I sit with her. The dogs are so relaxing. They're natural. What's the stress hormone called?
The stress hormone. Fuck knows. Stress.
Dogs naturally lower it. You know, dogs can literally smell if you've got like a certain illness. They can smell. So let's say, for instance, you were releasing dopamine because you're really happy. The dog can smell that you're releasing dopamine, bro, and realize that you're really happy. The same if you were to release a stress hormone or hormone to be sad.
I mean, I didn't know that was the science behind it, but I did know that the dogs can sense their owner.
Yeah.
The same way that the chat what we were talking about a couple of weeks back. Pardon me. When we were saying about a dog on the lead, when you're approaching another dog and you feel yourself getting stressed, the dog senses that through the lead, which means shit. Are we approaching something that's a threat? Why is my boss effectively stressed?
I actually saw a video of that yesterday or the day before on TikTok. And these 2 dog owners were like across the road from each other, and some guy's filming it, and he puts his head out the window. He goes, "Don't let them meet. They're tense. They're on leads. It's not the right time to let them meet." And they're like, "Oh, whatever." And they go over and introduce them, like, straight away, bro, fucking going for each other. It was just
that woke her the fuck up. But yeah, what's new in the world, man? The Tates have been charged.
I think people are getting the wrong end of the stick with that whole thing that's kind of going on. It's not that.
I think it's a misunderstanding of the actual law.
The way that it's been sold through the media is like everybody's
guilty.
like, "Oh my god, they've been charged. They're going to prison." Like, and they're 100% guilty. Like, they haven't been found guilty. They just go into court.
No, the brothers being charged is the best possible thing that could have happened for them, because now it's like, okay, we're going to go to a trial and get a not guilty or a guilty.
Yeah. For me, I regardless of what's said, I don't believe the agenda. A lot. That's such a hot take for people that are far on the left.
Yeah.
But for me, I just think that it's just the way to shut him up.
The thing is, bro. Then the thing is as well. We have stood strong next to them throughout this whole process. Obviously, we've lowered our voices because we are a small channel trying to grow, and talking about that type of shit does the opposite for you.
It's not good.
So, but we openly, whenever we're in a conversation with somebody that we know or we don't know, we stick up for them, man, because they're intelligent dudes, man. Like, they're intelligent dudes that went and got it, and were a great example for us. Kickstarted our entrepreneur journey. Maybe not kickstarted it, but really took it to the next level in terms of how we approached it.
Well, bro,
Realistically, if everything that they have allegedly done was true, would they be shoving content down your throat?
No fucking way.
Would they be in the public eye? Like, people that do fucked up shit stay in the shadows so that they don't get exposed. Why would it be of his interest, specifically Andrew now, to be the most searched man in the world, to be the most famous dude in the world?
Dodgy shit.
Like, yeah, bro. Like, what sane human being would ever do that?
Do you know what's if could you imagine now if like an actual I obviously I don't think this is true, but could you imagine like a video of him came out like trafficking women?
But then what happens? We hold our hands up and say, you know what?
We're wrong.
We were deceived.
That's the thing. It's
by a very good actor that just acted his way through.
That's the thing. When I have a conversation with someone that doesn't agree with what he says, I'm just straight away just to say there's nothing that I disagree with when I listen to him. So like I'll agree with him, but then but obviously there's certain things that he says, but I know that they're
trolls. Yeah,
I know that they're a joke. But it's like, if he did something that I disagreed with, or I had a view that I disagree with, I'd be completely open about that.
Yeah, 100%.
People, I don't know, straight away.
The thing is, even with us, people have an idea of us that you support Tate, and we're working with exposing women and treating women this way. You've got sisters and moms, and bro.
My mom likes Tate.
Tate never forced these girls to get in front of a webcam. Yeah. He came with a proposition of, do you want to make money and you get your tits out for a living anyway? Do you want to do it on camera? Yeah, okay. And he fucking took advantage of that opportunity. For me, that doesn't make him a disrespectful man that is hateful towards women. That makes him a fucking entrepreneur that capitalized on an opportunity that was there.
You know, like stuff with OnlyFans. I saw this clip the other day. So moving on from that.
Go on.
I saw a clip of a mom that has OnlyFans, and her kids were getting bullied at school for it. She's got 2 boys, and like she was getting angry. She was like, "Why can't I do that? I've got more money than you," and like stuff like that. And like, could you imagine if someone like in your family, like someone close to you, was fucking doing OnlyFans? Bro, you know how fuck that would be, especially for a kid.
Yeah.
No, but could you imagine going to school and that's how you get bullied now?
Elle Brooke was on Piers Morgan.
I saw that actually,
and he said to her, "What will your kids say in the future?" And do you know what her response was? They'll cry in a Ferrari.
Yeah, that's horrible. Yeah, but who did she copy though for that?
Oh fuck! No, I didn't know she copied anyone.
That's like a quote. Like, I'd rather cry in a Ferrari than like a Peugeot or something.
Well, yeah, so would I, motherfucker. But why are they crying anyway? Yeah. Like, I don't know.
It's a horrible thing to
listen. To the people that want to do that and are comfortable with doing that need to be comfortable with the consequences of it. And I feel like the people that do it now don't understand the consequences that maybe their future selves will look back on and think, fuck, was it really worth that £500 a month? Because realistically, again, on the Piers Morgan interview with Elle Brooke, the average person on OnlyFans doesn't actually make any money. Like I think
a lot of people do it because they like the idea of it. And what they don't realize is that it's probably a fucking grind, like a proper grind.
Yeah.
First of all, pushing on socials like Insta, TikTok, like you have to be active, and even Twitter now. you seen how fucking
Twitter's
provocative,
crazy,
bro? Some of the stuff is on Twitter.
Bro, I remember the once I was in.
You just got lost on there.
No. Yeah. Well, yeah, but I was in Cyprus, yeah, and then I never had Wi-Fi.
Twitter.
And this is before I was 18, and so like you can't go on websites
with
that
4G.
yeah, with 4G that are basically naughty websites, and and I was like, Twitter, I can use that on my 4G. Went down a tree. Went down a fucking tree.
Super cool story.
Well, you said Twitter is so provocative, man, and I was like, yeah, well, I bust onto Twitter. How about that?
No, but it is though. Like what I'm trying to say though is that's a grind, and then uploading content to OnlyFans every day, replying to messages as well.
But the thing is, as well, with OnlyFans, people think, oh, I've got 100K on Instagram, I'll start OnlyFans, and because loads of people are in my DMs, they'll fucking just come across and pay me. But what they need to understand is that you need to market yourself. So are you happy to market yourself as a sneak peek on your actual public profile to generate leads to your paid page? If you're not, then you're not going to make any dough. Just because you're in a bikini on your fucking Instagram and you got boys sliding up to it, if you don't fucking put a post saying new upload and it's like a new post covering your fucking tits on your story with a link, you ain't gonna fucking do that shit.
Do you know what
and I know your mum follows you, your cousin follows you, your dad follows you, your uncle follows you, and they see that. Just because they're not subscribed to the OnlyFans and they're blinded by that side doesn't mean they're gonna see you promoting it.
The closest thing when I've ever heard someone older talk about something at least similar, like in front of me, was we had like a meeting at school, like some kids had been sending news around or something, and the head of our year, or head of, fuck knows, the head of something said to, he said to everyone, he was like, how would you feel if your grandmother or grandfather was over your shoulder watching what you're about to send? And for me, that's the same thing. Like, would they be proud of you, bro, if you're doing that? I don't know. Oh, it's a world that we're not really in. And I don't want to throw shade on someone that's doing it, because at the end of the day, listen, you're getting your bag, you're grinding, and that's your thing. Then you can who am I to judge?
Take all of the positives from it.
Yeah.
Take it. But you have to be ready for the backlash as well. Like anything.
People are scared to talk about stuff like that, though, man. If they're just going to upset someone and stuff like that.
I don't give a fuck.
Give a fuck.
Now, but do you know what it is, though? I actually don't think that we are unreasonable. I think we're very strong-minded in terms of our opinions, but we're never unreasonable to the point where I'm going to belittle somebody and not reason as to why you're doing or acting the way that you act.
This is something that I wanted to touch on the pod. Go on. Because we just spoke about something semi-controversial, but this one, did you see during Pride Month, that school, how all the kids went into school?
Yeah.
For me, bro, like, listen, if you want to be gay, that's fine. I don't have an issue with it. Mm-hmm. I know girls that have friends that are gay. That's perfectly fine. I don't have an issue with that. Mm-hmm. But to send like a 5, 7, 10-year-old to school and for that to be plastered in front of them with a transgender woman up on stage singing and almost programming. That's such like a matrix, like, woke,
for real,
like
bro?
Word to say, but like it almost is like they don't even they don't even know what sex is or anything like that. They can't even legally have sex, but yet they can change their gender.
I'm gonna come back to what we just said, how we're strong-minded and we're reasonable. So I completely agree with you. I think that a child at that age has no understanding of themselves, really, of their lives, what they want out of life. Let's break it down into simple terms. Whether they want a fucking willy or a vagina. Mm-hmm. Like, do you know what I mean? Do you remember anything from when you were at primary school?
No, not
other than a little bit of Xbox and playing football in the fucking playground with your mates? That's all I remember. So to put kids in a situation where they feel like they need to decide, it's harmful, bro. It's really detrimental to the kids. And like, bro, this kid can't go in America anyway, because this is where we're talking about. Mm. So this kid can't own a gun. This kid can't go and buy a pack of cigarettes. This kid can't drink. This kid can't go to, place a bet. This kid can't have sex legally. So what normal world makes it right or acceptable for a child at that age who can't have all of these basic life decisions that an adult would have to decide probably one of the most important ones.
I don't think, for me, you get to 18, you get to 20, you get to 25, you decide, okay, yeah, I want to make it.
Yeah.
Am I going to openly support you? No, but I'm not going to throw any shade because it's none of my business, and I don't disagree with it if that's what you really want to do.
Yeah.
But the kids that are going to school, a young kid, I don't think it's fair to be that. If you don't think that I want to involve in that, that it's wrong.
Okay, bro, all the naughty kids at school, why were they naughty at primary school? Because they wanted attention. Mm-hmm. So now instead of a kid being naughty and wanting attention, maybe because they're not getting it at home or whatever the reasons, even just a kid that seeks attention, I was one. So I played up. I was a class clown and all of that kind of stuff. Now, to get the most attention, you can say, oh, well, I don't want to be what I am, and I'm this, and everyone has to tell you call you by a different name, and because they have to, it has to be accepted. And I understand that they're instilling or trying to instill into the children that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to want something else, and we're going to accept you for that. But to also think that a child is already having those thoughts at that age, I think is very, very naive.
Do you know what you said? You just said something. You said like it's okay not to be okay and stuff like that. And I was actually having this conversation with my girl last night about like, because she said to me like it's okay for you to cry in front of me and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't really want to. Like if I'm upset, I'll go to Chris. I'll go to my mum. I can talk to them. Mm-hmm. Go to my sister. Go to my dad.
You don't want your girl to see you in that light.
Yeah. If I've got a family and I've got kids and stuff like that, I've got a wife. I want them to look at me like, oh, fuck, like, he's a rock. He's strong. Yeah. Doesn't matter what's happened. He's not getting upset in front of us. Mm-hmm. He's strong. I want to look up to him like he's a superhero. I can take anything.
Yeah, bro. I can talk from personal experience with that, where I had a similar conversation with my girlfriend, and I said, I never, ever, ever showed weakness in the hardest possible times in front of my sisters, because for them to feel like, oh, it's going to be okay, I had to be okay.
Yeah.
If I'm the strongest person that they're looking up to, or if I'm the person that they look at and think, I want to be like you, if I'm being a pussy in front of them, no, I'm going to be straight.
No, it's true.
If I'm being a fucking wimp in front of them and I'm crying and breaking down and sobbing and everything's bad, and they're going to think, well, if he's like that, things aren't going to get better. So at the times where I felt like being a pussy, I put my face on. And I act accordingly in front of them, and I take myself into my car. I drive around the corner, and I might sit and I might fucking sob to myself like a little bitch for 30 minutes, and I'm okay with that. But in front of them, I'm gonna be that superhero, like you said. I'm gonna be that rock for them, so that when we're at the all-time worst, they can turn around and say, you know what, we're gonna be okay because my brother's okay.
One thing that I think is important as well for like male listeners that are at home, like, it's still, there's no issue with not being okay and going to your friends, or even if you think that it's fine to be a type of way in front of your girl or in front of your kids or whatever. That's at the end of the day, that's your decision.
Yeah, we're talking personal.
We're talking personally.
Like,
but it's still okay. Like, if I was upset, I'd come to you.
Yeah, facts.
And I know it's the same.
I broke down into tears on your shoulder, on a walk, on the phone. Like, I'm not ashamed to say that to you and to say that to everyone listening. It's normal to have emotion. I think it's not normal to not be in touch with your emotions. I think it's quite powerful to be in touch with your emotions.
I think it's powerful to be able to control them as well.
100%. That's perfectly said.
I'd say one thing that I need to work on is, instead of I need to act on them quicker. I get very I like to take a bit of time.
Wait, you need to act on your emotions quicker? You think?
I think that I take...
Because I disagree. I think you actually are brilliant at that. You don't act on emotion. You process and think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think that's a good
thing. I'd rather
thing.
take myself away from a situation for half a day, a couple of hours, and think about something. Yeah. Rather than address it instantly. But
that's why I feel like me and you are different. Where I could snap on emotion and act rash.
I can as well, but it's got to be something that's really going to piss me off. If it's something that, if it's something, do you know what really actually got to me? This is going to sound so cliche because everybody knows that I love Drake. Actually, do they? No, we haven't really touched on Drake, but
not for a while.
But anyway. in the Drake's podcast, the last one he did, who was it with? Rap Radar. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah. He said he's like, my
not
mom
the Lil
told
Yachty one.
No.
Yeah.
He
At
spoke-
his gaff, and he's
Uh-huh.
like, "Yo, can you bring me
Bring me
another
the
wine?"
The wine. And he brings like this gorgeous, perfect
it
glass of
looks
wine.
perfect, and he has about 74 of them in 2 hours.
It's he said he's like my mom, like some picture came out of him like that was photoshopped and looked like he's with someone or something, and he was like, he spoke to his mom about it, and his mom was like, use the 72 hour rule. He's like, you're probably gonna go to sleep tomorrow and everybody's gonna care about it. You're gonna care about it. You're gonna go to sleep the next night, you're gonna care about it a little bit less, and then the third night
No one's gonna give a fuck, including you.
Yeah. Literally, man. So it's like I kind of, I wouldn't say that like I got that from Drake, but like naturally that's just the way that I kind of approach things. If it's something that's not really worth me giving a fuck all my attention to someone, then I'm just like, okay.
But bro, the same thing literally happened to me today. Something happened to me last night. I was furious. I woke up this morning and I was a lot less furious.
There's science behind that though. When you sleep on things, you actually, I couldn't tell you the exact science why, but when you sleep on things, you process them better. So like, you know, when someone says sleep on it, there's actual science behind that to make a decision or to act on your emotions.
Okay, so why do people say never go to sleep on a bad terms with your partner then? If sleep on it is a good thing, why would that not apply?
I don't know. I don't think that the science is like everybody like knows about it.
Right.
I was listening to a podcast with a sleep expert, and he's like, sleep on it is actually like a fact. He's like, if you sleep on something, you're going to get a way better idea and understanding of what you actually want.
I feel like I've got an understanding of the process that would take place in terms of actually resting and waking up fresh. But I don't really want to talk about it on the pod because I might be completely wrong and sound like an idiot. No, because the science is just going to be off. But in terms of the way that I would think is that when something happens and you're fuming, obviously the blood that's in your brain is going to be in your brain because you're sat up and you're like how you are, right? And you're going to go to sleep.
Etsy fucking scientist.
But the blood that's in your brain where you're obviously having these thoughts is going to recycle through your whole body multiple times whilst you're asleep and in your Zen mode. And your brain is a muscle. When do your muscles recover the most?
Is it a muscle?
Of course it is.
I thought
it's the most powerful muscle. Huh?
Is it an organ?
Oh, I don't know. No, because you can train your brain. You can train your brain.
I think it's an organ, bro. I think it is. Like your skin's...
Is your brain an organ or a muscle?
Here's what I found from helpline.com. The brain is an organ with no actual muscle except for the muscle tissue in the middle layer of the brain.
Okay, so wait a minute. The muscle tissue that carries the blood through the arteries, that's the muscle that would recover. So the blood.
I feel like the way that you're looking at it, kind of like it's.
Do you know what I'm saying?
It's almost like a spiritual way to look.
But
at it.
do you see why I said like I don't really want to say the science because it kind of makes sense, but then it's probably completely like wrong scientifically.
I think it's actually something to do with the way that you dream. From what I remember from the sleep podcast, it was like maybe a year and a half ago I listened to it.
But mate, but I don't always dream.
You do. You don't remember them. Things like drugs. So when I say drugs, things like even like alcohol or marijuana or anything that you
hinder your dream,
stop you from dreaming. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
It'll make you dream worse. Obviously, your sleep is so much more inferior when you're intoxicated with something like that. But even
it
if
feels
it's been
the opposite though, doesn't it?
Yeah, 1000%. I think that
because you
probably
could
like
go
a placebo effect though, because it's like. Yeah, it's like I don't know.
Smash.
It's what's associated with it being tired. You know, sleep. You know, having sex before bed is like one of the best ways to sleep. Like one of the keys to the best sleep.
Bro, I sleep like a baby.
Yeah, but it's true. Yeah, but the science behind that as well for a man, especially because after
get rid of all that bad.
No, so it's
like
no. So it's like when you.
Fuck me, I bet that looks bare ugly on camera.
when you release your sperm, your body sends signals. I've done my job now. I've reproduced. I don't need to do anything anymore now. I've reproduced. It's done. This is my one goal because that's all the goal was.
Oh, so I can rest easy. Ago.
I can rest now until it's next time to mate, and that's why men go through hornier phases throughout the month as well.
Well, to be honest, I mean, even though I'm not Actually, no, I'm not going to say it.
No. It's all right. We'll talk about it after if you don't talk about it.
It's not bad, but it's kind of bad.
I'm very like at the moment with life and how I eat and how I would relax. I'm very in like my getting at one with how we were a long time ago. Like it's all whole foods. It's when I'm in the garden playing with Lola, barefoot, earthing. I think that it makes you feel nice, earthing. Like when I go on a walk now to get my sunlight, like I make sure that I don't wear sunglasses.
I told you that.
Yeah, you did tell me that.
Actually,
you just said the morning, but even it doesn't matter what the time of day is, unless like I'm driving or something, or like I'm going somewhere, like I'm not really first. Like I know that I've got a nice amount of sunlight.
Right.
No glasses or anything.
Where did I see it? George Heaton's. I saw that from George Heaton. Because he was like, obviously he wears shades. Whenever you see him, he's wearing the fucking Oakleys, isn't he?
He's got the
Well, he's got his own ones now, yeah. But you know what I'm saying.
So cool.
But he was like, maybe did he get it from a podcast or something? I'm not sure. But he was like, the first thing I do when I step out when the sun's out is I put my shades on. But you don't actually get the sun that you need to tell your body like, let's go, like type thing. Yeah. Until past 2 o'clock or something like that. And obviously he's up at 5 a.m, so it's like the rule is no sunglasses until basically mid-afternoon.
The one thing that I don't like about the winter, especially in this country, is we don't get sunlight in the morning, and getting sunlight first thing is one of the worst.
Best.
It's one of the best things that you could possibly do. It was Andrew Huberman, his perfect, obviously he's
we might finish from the gym sometimes in wintertime and it's still dark.
Yeah, facts. But I was actually thinking about that the other day. I was like, first of all, how much I enjoy that I'm
sicko mode.
Yeah, it's absolutely horrible in the when you don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to walk out in the rain, walk to the gym.
Yeah.
From your car. But it's like, I was thinking about it. I was like a fucking grind, man. Like,
yeah,
we were animals
in the winter, bro.
Yeah. How much busy is the fucking gym in the morning? This is the
first. Yeah, it is.
This is the first.
Do you think that's because it's nicer and easier to get out of bed? Facts. Or do you think it's because more people are going away? And they've got a goal to get in shape?
Probably both, bro. Probably both.
Yeah.
But I think definitely the weather massively plays a part. I mean, because the sun's coming up earlier, people are naturally getting up earlier.
Yeah, true.
There's a place where is it that I think you sent it me, but I also saw it as well, where the sun doesn't set at this time of year.
It's somewhere in Iceland. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. And it was like cool. 11 o'clock at night and it's still bright blue skies. Like it's
even
so
like
cool.
1-2 a.m, bro. Like the sun doesn't set.
Yeah.
I'd love to travel to places like that, bro. Like just seeing
We'll
stuff,
get there,
man.
bro.
I know.
We'll get there, man. Speaking of we'll get there, let's touch into our entrepreneur journey.
What do you want to touch on?
How's life as a business owner, H? How you feeling right now?
I like it, bro.
Yeah?
Of course I like it. It's
well, we are officially like past our first 6 months as a proper kind of company, if that makes sense. Yeah, we were doing bits and bobs here, there, and whatever, but as a legit company, we've done our first half the years out. Yeah. Like it's completed, it's ticked off.
It's crazy, man. I wouldn't. Do you know what's like? How long? Like this is literally probably going to be going on like for the rest of our lives. Like literally, it's crazy to think that like we're only 6 months into it. Just everything, bro. Just to do. With business together
sorry.
Like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy. The thing for me is like I remember on the first episode, and I think I said it with another guest as well. Like you can keep grinding with no results and like how tough it is, but like from month 3 to 5, there was a lack of results. And that powering through that after having beautiful, like outstanding months within the business prior, like that was tough. To soldier through that and to make sure as well that we had liquid capital still there to actually pay ourselves.
To live.
Yeah. That was fucking tough.
The thing is that the stereotype is, okay, well, work for 3 months and then you might start to see a little bit of something. But for us, it was like, okay, we're the new kids on the block. We had I used the word swagger. We had a swagger about us, the way that we acted and the way that we strut ourselves, the way that we turn up to meetings. And there was like a fearlessness of let's walk in there and we're going to fucking close them. And look, 75, 85, 95% of the time it didn't work, but we kept doing it. And we got some work on a retainer basis for at the time, which was really, really well paid. Yeah, were we putting out too much work for how much we were getting paid? Probably. But, bro, we were like, I mean, in December, bro, I mean, we were close. Obviously, we had a few little bits and bobs, bro, but we did a 5-figure month, G. Like, that's crazy, bro, in the first couple of months that you're set up. So there's me and you. I mean, I remember a conversation just before we sold out our New Year's event. It was New Year's Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Me, you, and your old man were here, and we've actually got it on camera.
Yeah.
We've actually got it on camera. The footage that you guys will see when me and H have done everything in life that we want to do. You guys will see the content, man. Yeah, for real. And we're saying, yeah, man, like, this is like, bro, like, we're doing this already. Next month, January, we're going to go again, and we'll go again. And within 6 months, we'll be doing 60, 70,000 pound months and this, that, whatever. And we got ahead of ourselves and thought, well, we've done this in this amount of time. We're only going to get stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Then we came to the realization of, oh, wait, 1 minute. It's January. Our clients that we have on a retainer basis are tightening things up for the new year.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's gone quiet because our line of work was small businesses.
Yeah, I was going to say, we were going for small fish.
Yeah.
No offense to any of those business owners. If
no,
but at the end of the day,
in January, we've been there. We worked them in January. Yeah. Everyone's fucking blown their money in Christmas. They've blown their money over Christmas and New Year's. They're trying to start January fresh, so they're not going out and drinking and eating bad, which is basically what the majority of our clientele was, food and drink, on the kind of less healthy scale, let's say. Yeah. So we, instead of thinking, let's make sure that we keep our clients, which is what your dad said to us. He said, well, make sure they fucking stick around then, boys, before you start thinking about the next ones. And I remember you saying, nah, Dad, we got this, man. Like, it's easy, man. You don't know, man. And what happened? Mm-hmm. Both of those clients that the two that we're talking about were gone. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we tried to get things moving again with the event, but that was a one-off event that was like, wow, okay, shit, we did that. Mm-hmm. The work that we were getting leading up to Christmas for the one-offs, Christmas parties here, there, and wherever, which were little cheeky jobs that were kind of weren't coming in.
Stacking up.
All of a sudden, you've gone from hitting X numbers of targets to shit. I've got no money.
I'd say there was like a week and a half, 2 week period. I remember where I just
did it do anything.
I had nothing to do.
I
was just editing like old clients.
Yeah, bro.
Like, re-editing it different ways.
Yeah, of course.
Stuff.
And then that was when we were a bit like, oh fuck. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's not as easy as we thought it was going to be.
I think it takes a certain type of individual though to go through that and to get through that. I'm not saying it was the toughest thing in the world, but
I'm happy we went through that, and I feel like we will still go through periods like that on a different scale, maybe. Mm-hmm. Where we might, let's say, year down the line, Chris and H are fucking averaging £40,000 months, and all of a sudden we cut our overheads and we do a £10,000 month, and we've got overheads and staff and rents to pay, and we're like, fuck, what we're gonna do? It's a completely different ball game, but it's the same situation, just with bigger numbers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like you said, it takes a very strong individual. In our case, individuals, which I think benefited us to have each other.
One thing that people always say to me is, to be honest, the one person that has come to mind now is Trey. He's going to be a future podcast guest. We spoke about him so many times. But he said to me, like, every time I speak to him on the phone or something, we're talking, he's like, you're so lucky that you've got Chris, man.
Yeah, because in those hard times, bro, sometimes you need someone to be like, what we're going to do?
Yeah.
As opposed to those thoughts with yourself, which make you go crazy and make you go insane.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? How am I going to get out of this? But also, what people don't understand is that you've got an extra person to feed. You've got an extra half that's going out somewhere.
Can you imagine if one of us was just all this dough that was coming in was just self-employed? Bro, you'd be fucking balling, bro.
I would already have a range. I'd have the range, G.
Splitting it down the middle. Fuck. Such shit.
But it's not even split down the middle, really, is it?
It's actually not split.
Because we pay ourselves pennies from what comes in from the business. But if it wasn't being halved, I mean, I'd still probably have a range. But listen, that's the price that we pay for coming to things together. But at the same time, would we be making the money that we're making if we didn't have each other in those hard times? Would we be in the rooms and the opportunities that we've got if we never had each other as well? At the same time, you've got to take these things into consideration.
And people know us as Chris and H as well. That's always been the
facts.
It's always been the thing.
But yeah, man, fuck that got deep. Let's talk about.
I just thought.
What? No.
Say how deep you going?
Oh God. You're
like
horrible.
It when we go deep.
Bro. You just said people know us as Chris and H, and then you flip it to like it when I go deep. What the fuck are you letting people think that for?
No. What?
Okay.
You were gonna say something. What were you gonna say?
Hey, you throw me now with you like go deep.
No, you was like, fuck. What were you gonna say?
No, I reckon let's flip it. Let's talk about the upside. Things are looking bright at the GMS offices. What's
thing
to
that's
come?
nice. I said this to you yesterday. One thing that's nice is like I said it to you on the phone on the way home from the gym. How nice it is. Like little jobs are popping up. Like we've even got a job, like a pretty nice job booked up for October. Obviously, not hopefully we're gonna have our retainer clients then, so we know roughly how much we're gonna do a month. Yeah. But to have that work already set out for October, someone that's booking in for a one-off shoot and could potentially be a big business relationship. It's pretty cool. Big budget
and
hopefully
from
they're
big
listening
investors.
to the podcast now because that's kind of how they reached out.
Facts.
That was cool.
Yeah, bro. I mean, look, when we had this conversation yesterday, I said to you, it's inevitable, and it's starting. The snowball effect is starting, and the thing which is beautiful is, we do our outreach, but our last 2 potential huge clients have come to us.
Yeah, from the pod
and from our portfolio of work which we put out.
Yeah.
So we keep doing, like you said on the first podcast, having that belief in something that is not visible. We had that belief in something that is not visible, and all of a sudden it's very visible to the people that we want it to be visible to. So we're reaping the rewards of that as well.
One thing that's, for me, one thing that is like being in a creative industry and like handling like, would you call me like more of the creative director?
Facts.
Yeah. Being the creative part of a business, like, and doing the more creative jobs is like when you finish a project, like no matter what it is, no matter how good it is, no matter how good everybody else thinks it is, you just sit there and you're like, what have I done wrong? Like, this isn't good.
Like, I don't think that's anything to do with the creative side of things. I think that's just you as an individual.
I speak to so many creatives though, and that's how they are. I feel like like a trait of like, what are you holding the mic? What are you doing?
Bro, put her down, bro. She's gonna ruin the audio, man.
No, one thing that she's holding it. You want to talk? No, the one thing that like I feel like I have in common with creatives when I talk to them is it's like they finish their work and they're never truly happy with it. They're like, I could have done this better. I could have done that better.
I think anybody that is good at what they do has the same outlook on whatever they do.
I hear you. One thing
Ronaldo could score a hat trick in a game tomorrow and say, but I missed that chance and could have got 4.
1,000%.
I think anybody that has that weird cutting edge, that small percentage of people that just always want that more, will always think that. Yeah. Like it's similar to us when we said last week with Quinn, we hit this target, but before we booked anything to go and celebrate. Well, I mean, even though you're fucking going everywhere, whatever. I'm joking, bro. I'm joking. But before we booked anything to go and celebrate, before we said, let's go do this, let's go blah, 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 we were saying, okay, well, what's next? Because that's just what's instilled into us of wanting more and expecting more from ourselves.
Touching on Cyprus quickly. Where are you going?
I think someone's just got you.
One thing that I was going to say about Cyprus is like, I said this to my mom, like I know that I need to go, obviously for personal reasons, etc. But it's an inconvenience right now. Yeah, straight up. But I have to go within the next few weeks. But it's an inconvenience, like, and that's just gonna keep happening, bro. We're gonna want to do so much stuff, and we're not really gonna have time. Like, what about Manon we spoke to?
What? How has she done that?
Right, my dog has just opened the door. Lo! Now, come here.
I knew this was gonna fucking happen, G. Just let her do her thing, bro. Let her just go down.
She's just
leave her. There you go.
We spoke to Mano the other day, videographer, a friend of ours, and he said that he's worked every day since like pre-Christmas. Yeah. Or something like that. And that's what it's going to be like.
The thing is, our line of work is we're very blessed to be in the line of work that we are and the positive things that come with it. But what people don't understand is that you have to work around the clock. Even though we've got our freedom to come here at fucking 2:00 in the afternoon in the middle of the week and film a podcast. Yeah. That's great. But nobody saw Sunday at 7:00 when everyone's pissed and been in the sun all day when we've got to finalize the YouTube and make sure everything's set up and uploaded and make sure your thumbnails are on point and everything. No one sees that stuff. And obviously I'm giving the podcast as an example. With client work, once something's done, you've got a certain amount of time to turn it around, or else the client's not happy and they ain't coming back.
I'm going to say, even one thing that people probably don't even realize that we're doing is like, even the client messages at 11 p.m. on a Sunday.
Yes.
We ain't leaving them until the next day. Reply straight away.
Of course,
as soon as
urgency.
Yeah. People don't realize how intense it can get and how much it can be when even when it's not directly like work. So directly for us, work would be film and edit.
Yeah.
But even the client messages and stuff like that, like you have to be on it. Like it's a
24-hour
thing.
Back and forth on the emails. Has that email come back up? Do I chase it? Do I not yet? Does it come across too eager? Am I over outreaching? Am I not? All of these type of things that you're in a mental battle with yourself of, do I do this now? Do I not? How should it come across? Is that client going to think this of me? We have to treat different clients differently.
Yeah.
You have to treat some clients like we're a big fucking corporation and I'm going to put you through to Mario, who's head of sales, who'll lock in the meeting. You sign it off with a different name and that kind of stuff. And then you've got your guys that are the local dudes that are family businesses or whatever that want a one-off shoot. And you say, I'm going to take care of you, man. And you speak to them from your personal phone number. And you have to be able to manage and people please. And look, when you say people don't see what goes into it and don't understand how hard it is, I think that's with everything and with every business. A lot of people are very quick to see the benefits that come with the business, but don't see all of the fucking shit that goes into getting the benefits. I think that's just the day and age that we live in, bro, and the culture that we're in and a part of. People are very quick to take the good things and see the good things and idolize the good things, especially with platforms like Instagram, etc.
Do you know what I like? I don't know if this is going to sound shallow or not.
Go on.
But I love when someone asks me what I do and I don't say I work in the family fish and chip shop now.
Yeah.
I do digital marketing.
Nah, do you know
or something like that, or
at
video production?
The barbers, the barbers. There's a new kid in the chair. You haven't met him yet because you get there before he. Yeah. Anyway, and I was leaving and he was going to the Starbucks to get a coffee for the boys, whatever. And it's the first time I've ever been one-on-one with him. And he goes, "Oh, so what do you do, bro?" I goes, "Oh, I've got a marketing agency and I do a podcast." And he turned to me and went, "Whoa." I was like, "Yeah, man."
It's a cool feeling though, especially like when you're like,
I'm not a chicken boy anymore.
Yeah, literally, that's what we used to be though for you when we're out in town. Obviously, the family businesses for me were all out of Worcester.
Yeah.
The only time I'd get recognised for cooking fish and chips was in Gloucester.
Yeah, facts.
For you, it was we'd go on a night out. I remember people come up to you, "Oh, it's Chicken Boy from Bear Grylls."
Bear Grylls, yeah. Oh, but they wouldn't be throwing shade, but it'd be like, "Fuck you, bro."
Chicken Boy.
Fuck yeah, innit? Look at you fucking dick. Not minging, bro. Fucking do your hair next time, bro. Your breath smells. See, look, I acted on emotion then. I got very triggered.
No, but like even like when it's like an event where there's like networking opportunities or something like that, like being able to say to someone, "Oh, this is what I do. I could help you here." Like just going into this is what I do like that is just
bro. Even
first of all cooler, and I feel like that level of respect that you're gonna get from someone.
Facts.
Even a whole lot more.
Even the
I'm not throwing shade on anybody that doesn't.
I don't
maybe
think
have their own
came
business.
Across that
I just don't want
like
people
that.
to think that I throw a shade on not having a business. Or
Archie, you're being a bitch right now, bro. No one took it like that. Nah, for real.
Call me a fucking bitch. Nah. I just don't want people to, because there's nothing wrong if someone wants a normal job.
Of course, bro, but you never said it was wrong for people. You're talking how much better it makes you feel.
Yeah. Okay,
and that feeling might inspire someone to step away from being the chippy boy, for their example, to go and chase their shit.
Yeah.
So you don't need to sugarcoat it like that, bro. You said your shit, own that shit.
Yeah, it's true. I know.
Even offering our value in what we do. For example, one of our previous podcast guests is going to be on a pay-per-view event with some very big names, some of the biggest in this industry anyway. And we can slide in on a DM, and because that person came on our podcast, which was the first level of value that we added, saw the setup that we've got and how professional we are and what we do, then built a personal relationship because of the respect of the business that we actually run behind the scenes, that they then, to the point where we might actually now have exclusive VIP passes in a different country to one of the biggest social media events of the next 3 months.
The YouTube boxing.
Because we can go and add some value to someone a couple of times, and the whole beta squad's going to be in the same section as us.
Yeah,
and we can ask AJ should be able to come on a fucking podcast because he's never done
Like
one.
AJ would probably be the target because AJ is probably the one that gets the least attention, I reckon. Out of all
Bro,
of them.
he's so funny, bro.
I know he's funny fucking trying.
But what I'm saying is like that. These opportunities come from that.
Do you know? Just quickly, side note: out of the beta squad, I'd want Nico on. Just
Yeah, but
I'd
bro,
love
Nico ain't coming nowhere, bro, without a big bag, bro. He don't even need to. I don't think any of them need
he's
to.
so funny, bro. Yeah, no, none of them need to.
He'd come on our podcast and he'd slaughter us.
Why?
Nah, he just
You just think he'd
just
rip
a
into us?
troll, bro. You telling me Nico would come on and just sit there and be like, yeah, so I grew up in... No, he wouldn't, bro.
No, quickly, just another side note. Did you see their latest video or not? The Australian one.
Yeah.
It's really good. I thought it was really good. They all did shit and then it got to Nico. I knew that Nico was
No,
gonna
because
do
you could
well
just
from the
tell
start.
that there was like 14 minutes left and Nico's last
Yeah,
to
yeah.
go. And I was like, right,
So
okay.
Nico always just does the best in whatever they do.
Yeah, but
He
because
actually does.
he's similar to Kyle from now that he can adapt to any situation
yeah.
perfectly, instantly. So when things are coming, like he used the questions that the other boys got caught out on, he used them against the people that he was doing. So like he was like, even whilst he was watching the other boys, he was like, yeah, that was funny, but I'm going to use that question.
What's your favorite flavor of shapes? That's the one that
Pizza. Yeah. Like, but the thing is, when he goes, what's your favorite shapes? And Chunk, what did Chunk say? Like squares and circles or some shit. And they were like, oh, fuck's sake. Oh, God.
I feel like Nico would probably be the one out of them lot that I'd want to. Or Sharky. I feel like Sharky
He's
would be good
brilliant.
vibes. I think Sharky would be open to something.
Bro, I think you're underestimating how bougie these men are, bro.
Listen, I'm not saying that they're going to come on our
Yeah.
podcast, but it's worth the ask. My mum was actually saying to me the other day,
Go on.
because I was listening to Tate in the morning, his new live with Aiden.
Yeah.
And my mum was like, hey, just ask him. He's saying like I'm open to come on podcasts that aren't
Okay, but
just
bro,
email him.
H, just ask him. H, just do this.
Do you know what
Bro,
it is? You never
he's been
know.
on 2 things. One with Aiden and one with the guys that both his guys he's already done stuff with. The fact that he's open is bullshit because he ain't done anything. How many other podcasters have done the same thing as us?
True,
Let's
I hear
get
you.
Tate on. Let's do this. Let's do
But I
that.
feel like, obviously, I'm not saying that I know Tate personally, but I feel like
We've got a cutting edge.
no, because
turn up with a box of
because
chocolates.
he sees a small podcast. He sees 2 young boys that
Let's
are trying
turn
to
up
do
with
it.
2 boxes of chocolates, one for each of them.
But
that's taken by surprise.
The thing is, I feel like we book a flight and go to Romania, and we're like, we got a podcast. Here's 2 boxes of chocolates. I feel like Tate would be like, fuck it, why not?
Come in. I got a cigar, got some whiskey and some holes.
I feel like you would.
We
Tate-
interviewed Andrew Tate for 24 hours.
Tate, if you're listening, we'll come to Romania
You're listening.
and we'll book our flights.
Listen, if we get 1,000 likes on this video, me and H will book a flight to Romania and we'll vlog it for the Gooms Pod account.
Bro, that would be the coolest vlog, bro. We fucking would.
We'll vlog it on the Gooms Pod account. Gooms Pod on tour.
No, listen, because I think we should clip this and email this to him, right? Tate, listen, right, you're going to switch the camera back to you now as well on the clip. And listen, if you open in this email right now, we're going to book our own flights to Romania. We're going to bring you and Tristan 2 boxes of chocolates.
One each. Not one. One
big,
each.
Nice chocolates, not like quality streets, nothing shit like that.
Nah,
We'll go get
bougie
something
chocolates.
bougie. Yeah, something nice.
Or we get one of each. So you man can have the nasty ones and you can have the... Yeah, okay.
And if you think that these 2 boxes of chocolates are worth it, instead of 1 box, come on the podcast.
Just go on the podcast, man. And listen, he's got the top G look back now.
Did you see the video?
But it was like slow-mo and the guy was like
No, it was so
shaving his
funny.
head.
It was like, there's
He's
only
smoking-
one person that can defeat the
The
Matrix.
top G persona.
No, he just said the top G. I have to bring the top G back.
Because he was the scruffy G before.
Yeah.
Now he's the top G again. The thing is, what pisses me off though, I don't know what's new Tate and what's old Tate now because he just looks the same again. Whereas like post-prison Tate, I could tell that it was post-prison Tate because he was a bit grizzly. He had the hair on top. But
Do you think
Free
everything
top
that he
G,
says about-
man.
Do you think everything, how horrible he said that Romanian prison was? Well, he didn't say that it was like outright horrible.
I think he's
But, like,
exaggerated it slightly.
How dirty it was.
Surely
cockroaches
he's...
everywhere.
Look, listen.
We never
He's
been
gonna
to prison. We don't know.
He's going to sell a story. He
Yeah.
always is.
Yeah, because he's.
I think he's going to
smart.
over-exaggerate it to an extent. But to the point of him saying like, oh, with the cockroaches and all of this shit, he probably found a cockroach in this thing a couple of times. The same way in Cyprus, you go to the house for the first time in a couple of months and you'll find a cockroach in the toilet. Like, it's just that type of place.
Yeah.
He's not going to sleep with like 500 cockroaches in his fucking room, bro. Because what you're going to do, you do that, or you put it out the little window, or you put it through the thing and that's it. And
Cockroaches
it's done.
are minging though.
Yeah, and they stink as well, don't they?
Yeah. Well, they live in the sewers, don't they? I mean, in Cyprus, that's where they come out of.
In the sewers.
Yeah.
You have to put the cups over the drains, innit?
Yeah.
Sometimes you get the lone wolves that make their way out. Fucking cockroaches, man. Imagine being a cockroach.
What's the purpose? Because obviously it says in the Bible that every animal has its purpose. What's the purpose of like a cockroach? Or like, what's the purpose of like a rat?
You're asking the wrong dude here, bro. I mean, I'm not really too clued up on rats or cockroaches, so
I
don't know. I think I
like
can
to
imagine it just being circle of life. So I can imagine their purpose might be to just be the food of an animal that has a bigger purpose.
Listen, do you know what? I actually hear you, because that technically is a purpose.
Yeah,
Something else.
yeah,
is
exactly. Yeah.
So,
Fuck
do
knows.
you not think it's crazy that like how like
What's your purpose?
what's my purpose?
Damn.
Fucking hell. I feel like you asked me this a couple of weeks
I
ago.
did,
didn't
and you
really know how
told
to
me.
answer it.
You told me. Let me think on it.
I
You haven't done your homework, have you?
I haven't given it thought, but I think that my purpose. I'll tell you what I enjoy and what I feel like I would like my purpose to be. But I enjoy overcoming a difficult task, whether that's like me going for a long run and stuff like that.
That's not your purpose, though.
I wouldn't say
You're saying, what do I enjoy?
no, but I'm saying that could be a purpose, because one of probably the longest tasks that we've got going on that's hard is growing the business.
No, your
for me-
purpose is to
Okay, yeah, no,
Is to reproduce.
I've absolutely butchered it. Yeah, that's the actual natural purpose.
yeah. So your purpose is to reproduce. So in terms of reproduction, okay. So my purpose would be to reproduce, to leave a legacy for my children to then carry on, and also leave them with something that is going to put them in a situation which I wasn't in, a better situation to have a better life.
I hear you.
I'm not saying
I
that's
hear you.
my purpose. I'm just saying I think
That
that's
was
the way
nice,
that
though.
you would break it down.
No, that was nice though.
Yeah,
Is that actually your purpose or not? Just roll off your tongue.
it's something that facts.
I'd say.
I think it's
I'd say-
definitely something that I value, and I think it's
family's
something you
important.
value
Yeah.
as well.
I'd say family's important. But
Correct. Yeah.
I don't have the answer yet. I'd be lying if I said that I do know what my purpose is. I don't think I do.
Well, yeah, like I said a couple of podcasts back, like when you said to me about having a favorite quote, I couldn't tell you one, and if I tell you one, I would be disingenuous because there's not one that comes straight to my head.
I've just
And
thought
if
of one.
Oh God,
Don't
you don't know me, son.
That's a great quote though. So the quote goes something like this. It's I'm saying something like this, like it's really long, but it's just don't work hard trying to make someone else's dreams happen. Just basically like implying.
No, what I'm gonna
Come.
I'm gonna say something leading on from that, and then I think we should round up. But do you remember my boss turned up with a Ferrari,
Yeah.
and I said, "Nice Ferrari, boss."
If you
And he
work
turned
hard
around,
next year,
yeah. If you work hard for the next 5 years, I might be able to get another one.
Such a fire. It's true though.
It is true.
It's true though.
It is true. But thoroughly enjoyed this conversation.
It was better than. Yeah, it was obviously this
Better
was
than.
so like no, I'm saying better than, but it's like obviously we were speaking about some different topics before we actually even jumped on and did the pod
Yeah,
and stuff like
very
that. And it was
spontaneous
very- Yeah, it
podcast.
was unorganized as fuck today.
Yeah, we made it work. I think the
Yeah.
set looks brilliant.
Mm.
I think the topics of conversation were great, really vast. And yeah, this is going to be the last in-house for a while now
Mm-hmm.
because we've got a
Got
couple
no
of
fucking guests coming out our asses apparently.
yeah, we've got a couple of exciting guests coming up over the next kind of 4 to 5 weeks, all being well. I don't want to jinx anything. But yeah, so yeah,
Love. Make sure that you follow on Spotify and YouTube and like and all that good shit.
yeah, all of that good shit, baby. We've got to
Tate,
keep these
remember?
lights on.
2 boxes of chocolates as well.
Yeah, 1 box of celebrations and 1 like bougie one, maybe like some fucking Thorntons or some shit.
Just get them 4. I actually, you know, when I said to email that clip to Tate, I'm being dead ass.
Yeah, we do it, bro. Do you know what the email is?
Find it, bro. Surely it's on his Twitter, bro. Or even if we just DM him it on Twitter, you can send DMs on Twitter.
Right,
Imagine-
fuck this comment. Anyway, listen, Pete.
We'll catch
Guys,
you later, man.
yeah, see you all next week,
See you
man.
later. Love.
Peace.